Right, let's go. Good evening, everybody. It's not 8 o'clock and it's not Friday. Yes, it's Monday and it's 7 o'clock, and that means one thing, not that thing, but instead it's the A&DBBL Monday Night Roundup. We need some music. My name is Scott, not that one, and once again, I'm here tonight to walk you through the Blood Bowl action from all of Week 6 games in the league. With me tonight for your delectation and digestion, it's a huddle of coaches from far and wide across Suffolk who will be sharing with you their reactions and expert analysis on all of the 8 games from last week. So lock up those valuables, hide the pets as I introduce. Firstly, following a recent residency from Papa Nurgle, it's the not so cute and not so huggable, but newly crowned toilet roll wholesaler of Stowmarket himself, coach of the Black Shack Ballers, Tom Hobble. Good evening, Tom. How are you?
Good evening. Just a bit transfixed as to whether Chris is drinking WKD blue by the looks of things.
No, it's a raspberry and lemon juice drink from Tesco.
Of course,
but it's a beautiful blue color.
Yeah.
Blue, the famous raspberry color.
Yeah.
Other blue drinks are available, and so are other retailers. And it did please me, Luke, to see your eyes rolling when I was doing the intro there for Tom. So thank you for that endorsement. Anyway, second tonight, be upstanding and shout at your praises. He's finally recovered from birthday indulgences that led to a very bad back. Coach of the Butchers, Mr. Luke Baggett. Good evening, Your Honour.
How you doing?
I'm very well.
recovered.
It's Monday. It's been a crazy Monday day, so this is my therapy, this is my outlet, so all controls
Glad
are
we're here
good.
to support.
That's what we like. Our next coach in this threesome for you is a man who only has the chest and back tattoo left to go, thus completing his team's full merchandise catalogue. Coach of the Bitey Ducks and Maeve's bit on the side, bit on the back and bit on the front, it's Mr. Chris Coe. Good evening, Chris.
My dog's digging on the bed, and all I can see is his anus. And I'm not going to lie, it's distracting. So I'll do my best, Scott. But I'm just letting you know what I'm working with.
And this is what we have to work with as well. So welcome to everyone in chat on Twitch, whether you are an A&DBBL coach or from the wider Blood Bowl collective. And we've already set the standards with Stephen's anus tonight. So benchmarks indeed. Just a quick shout out as well, something I just want to, before I forget, nomination for the best looking team of the week. He's playing the other night, Doobs and his Flamingo Pharaoh's Tomb King. If you see them, absolutely fantastic on the tabletop, looking very good. A few cheeky reminders though before we go into the actual matches. It's not Dragons and Aardvarks. It's not Aardvarks and Aardvarks. It's not even Dragons and Dragons. It's Aardvarks and Dragons. Need I say more? Reminder, when tables are full, if you agree on an off-site venue or location to play your match, check in with an admin first. Check in with the other Scott, Chris or Luke, who you can see their glorious faces, their cheekiness, and all happy smiles radiant on the screens in front of you as well. Just make sure so they can make sure everything is where it should be and above board. And I can confirm that the High Elves release date is still not confirmed, although pre-orders are up, so I imagine it's 2 weeks.
You're waiting for us to confirm? I've got no idea.
I have no idea.
So yeah, I guess
anytime between now and let's say September, pick a weekend. Quick reminder as well, as you can see, everybody's wearing hats tonight, different makes, but with the A&DBBL hats and the Aardvarks and Dragons, these are going to be available in red, and as we know, red is daft fastest colour. If you want one, pop into store, see Scott, put your name down. Charity, have you got a good looking end zone? If he's in chat, Honeyman, there he is, Carl, looking at you, get it sorted, come on. Remember, bounties can be placed on Discord, donations. All of this is raising money for the fantastic Trussell Trust as well. Chris, did you want to give a shout out on the total, or do you want to save that to the end? I'll give you some time to look at it.
I have no idea what it is, so maybe we can save it to the end.
We'll save.
Circle back.
We'll circle back.
Absolutely. Save the best to last. Okay. And again, all coaches, if you would like to join us for one of these Monday night roundups to comment on anything you see, any of the games, or even what animals anus you happen to be looking at that moment in time. Let us know. Drop us a note in Discord. See us in the shops. Say hello. Here we are. And as we go towards the end of the cast tonight, we will be having a look at Game of the Week, Coach of the Week, and the player who deserves a bounty placed on their head. So if you see anything in chat, call it out, please. But without further delay, let's go and have a look. We are going to go into first match tonight. And this is a bit of a big one, really. Two of our very own coaches on the podcast tonight, on the Monday night roundup. It's the Black Shirt Ballers against the Bitey Ducks, Mr. Hovel against Mr. Coe. Luke, why don't you kick off? Give us your verdict on this. A 1-0 win for the Ducks, not the greatest amount of SP, but a very, very tense, very incredible match, which I believe a lot of dodgy dice rolls.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like, I mean, I'm sure these two will tell us otherwise, but it doesn't look like there was a huge amount happening on tour play, because I was kind of watching it while it was live and kind of keeping an eye out for updates, but there wasn't really much coming through. You know, only 2 caches coming through. Were there loads of knockouts, or how close was it between the two of you?
Well, Chris, as you've got another match coming up, I'm going to hand that one over to Tom. Mr. Hobble, do you want to give us your take and be as biased as you like, but give us your take on the match?
All I can say is it was but a silly game. The first half was just ridiculous. The dice were just playing silly buggers the whole way through. We were basically through the first half, I think we're in under about half an hour, I believe, because we were just doing turnovers after turnovers because failed dice, causing problems with both downs and not wanting to burn through re-rolls. It was a difficult game from my side. You know, Chris knows his lizards too well. Although I was quite pleased I managed to keep a lot of those Sauruses kind of trapped and linked down a lot. And Maeve was on her best behaviour. She really wasn't doing much, to be brutally honest.
I did see you did a 5-up dodge in to do a ball sack on a was it the Chameleon, I believe. And you had skull and you had a push them both down.
Yeah,
you had a re-roll skull and both down and push as well, if I remember. Tom, how did that go for you?
So that was basically I can't remember. Did I kick you? I kicked to you, didn't I? To start off with, Chris.
Yeah, and it was the turn before I was just going to walk it in, and it was a 5-up. Yeah, 5-up werewolf dodge in, and I think you took the both down.
Took the both down.
Yeah,
because it was going to be a push or a both down. So the only way I could do it, because you were right on the touchline. So it was the fact is it had to be a push and a both down. It was the only move I could do, and it worked, but it just prolonged the inevitable of the touchdown. Really, it was one of those ones. And then unfortunately on the actual kind of restart, there was my team clearly wasn't a fan by the crowd and just took out all my best players and just literally threw stones at all my players and stunned them all. Luckily it was only for a couple of turns, so it was kind of one of those kind of games. The second half was a little bit longer, and I nearly drew, nearly so close, but I just don't like the fact that they can move 6, these Sauruses. They can move too quickly, and with stunties as well, who could just wander straight through with dodge on a 3+. It was a bit frustrating on that side of things, but I will get my revenge in the next game.
Yeah, well, Chris, if we can, I'm just going to hold you there, Chris, because we've got another match of yours, and there's lots we're going to talk about the Bitey Ducks, and there's lots of potential controversy coming up as well. So. Luke, looking at Tom's team here, Necro Horror, just the one block on it. He hasn't succumbed to the just hit the random skill tree yet.
No, but he's got a lot of players which are kind of one cache away from that chosen skill. I would imagine he's holding out for that rather than gambling. But what are you thinking, Tom?
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to play the long game, although it is quite tempting considering that what we've seen with others who have just randomed beautifully elite skills on the perfect player. But knowing my luck, I'll just get pile driver on all of them, or armbar.
Just double pile driver.
Double pile driver, yeah, exactly. Or just taunt or something like that.
I would say the new tour play randoming skill is quite fun. It kind of like flicks between all of the skills like a lotto wheel kind of thing. So that's always satisfying.
I think the one thing I do like, just very quickly, when you talk about the new kind of functions on tour play, is the fact that you can select 6 people to be MVP. So I think that's where a lot of these skills have kind of come from, because things like the flesh golems, they would not have been up at this skill level or SPP level by now.
Yeah, I see.
We're going to come on to talk about that shortly, Chris. I can see he's itching. Go on, I will let you have a very quick 30 seconds. Anything you want to add to this, either the Necro development team?
I was just going to say, second half of this game was great fun, because I think pretty much every turn was one of us has the ball, the other one knocks it free, then gets the ball, then the other one knocks it free and gets the ball. So it felt like at any point one of us could break away and score, but it never quite happened for dice rolls and blocks and stuff. And each block was quite intricate. Each one needed a few dodges or a few assists and stuff. So it was really tense and so much fun to play, because each turn was like figuring out a little problem, and we both just took turns doing that until the game ended. So yeah, it was it was such a fun second half to kind of just bounce off each other. It was good.
Very good. Very good indeed. Well, congratulations, Mr. Co, on the first match that we're going to look at tonight with the Ducks. Commiserations, Tom, but still 50% record, 1-1-1. So lots to build on, and good luck for your next match with the Black Shark Ballers. We're going to go away from the Black Shark Ballers then and the Ducks. We're actually going to go along to Bretonian and Woodhouse. This is the Assassins group. I thought I might as well get a game in. So Tom of the Frog was very generous enough to play what was absolutely very fun game. It is on YouTube, so you can go and watch it if you'd like to see that as well. 3-0 win for the Elves. Very quick synopsis. Elves scored early, put the pressure on, managed to pop the ball, and as Elves do, Throg was going for it and playing some absolutely wonderful elf shenanigans himself at one point with one of his Bretonian knights. He was proceeding to 5 up, 4 up, 3 up, dodge out all the way to a blitz, only to get pushes. But when the ball, he couldn't get a pass, dropped the pass. Elves picked it up, scored 2-0, scored almost and a 2-1 score from Tom. Couldn't quite get there. The Elves got it, got a push, got a blitz, got the ball loose, pushed someone onto the ball fell loose, picked it up, ran away like Elves do, and scored. So yeah, it first of all was an excellent game against Tom. He's a great guy to play against. A lot of fun indeed. Any questions from the prosecution or the defence online?
I have a question.
Yes.
Looking at the players in your team that got your MVP, your touchdowns, your casualties, and anything like that, I would just like to know where you feel you would be without New Dice, please.
Yeah.
I
feel I played a particular role as well.
You were there. I mean, you did. You did.
You had an injury.
I took one for the team, so the others could thrive. Yeah.
How did you seriously, Scott? How did you feel? Bretonians still feel relatively new. To me, they feel like humans who are trying to be elves. The skills kind of would indicate that's what they should maybe be looking to do. How did you find them as an elf coach? Like, kind of, how did you find them as a opposition?
Playing against them really for the first time, the knights are pretty terrifying. Obviously, they've got the bash and the nerves of steel. If you compare someone like this, the Grail Knights were fantastic. The Bretonians, it felt a bit sort of plain vampires. but it did feel very fresh and very early in this team's development. When Bretonian was launched, and if you go back, anybody, and watch the New Dice Please teams introductory videos on YouTube, we talk about the Bretonians in terms of they do give you options. Yes, they've been a bit dismissed in terms of the gaming and the meta side in terms of tournaments, but if you look at how you can develop them, and just have a look at several teams of Bretonian coaches this season, I think they can go very far. I mean, if you look at this team now, Tom has rolled random on everything. If you look at his Bretonian knight, who didn't just have leader but rolled random, and he was going to take Cannoneer, and I said, why don't you take Cloudburster? Because now it means they can't be intercepted. They've got nerves of steel. So basically, it's just picking up the ball and throwing it from wherever you can to your catcher, and there's going to be no risk of interception or no negative penalty on that as well. So ideally, he's picking up on a 3, throwing on a 3 with a re-roll, and then he's obviously got a 3-up catch with his catches as well. So they can go far as well. Their movement does hamper them slightly, although, you know, so if you cage in and you sort of give the Bretonian Knight something to dodge out with, but then again, Tom was making all his dodges all night. Although this Grail Knight with break tackle, yeah, he was very awesome, to say the least. I think you can do a lot with them, but I think it's going to take several games. They do remind me of something like elves in terms of if you don't get a good start in your first 2 matches, then you might be slightly behind the game on the SPP as well. They're not going to come around. I don't get the sense they're going to be sort of, unless they're skilled up, they're not going to be scoring, 3 touchdowns on a game as well. But they are nice. And again, just a shout out to Tom. The models look fantastic on the table. He's got an exceptionally good looking team as well. So yeah, really, really good game to play. Looking forward to taking the next match as well.
I'm a big fan of the naming of number 6. I read it and was like, I know that name, and then remembered where I know it from. And I'm a big fan. Ulrich von Liechtenstein, top draw. Well done.
Excellent stuff. Tom, Luke, anything else, or happy to
move on?
Yeah. Happy to move on. I think by the looks of things, you did do this one is streamed as well. So if anyone wants to go and watch it again, you can go back and see how it works and how it performed. But yeah, well done. Thank
you. So we did the first one there in terms of the matches, and hey presto, like a bus, you don't see an Wood Elf match for months, and then 2 come along within 24 hours. The return match against the Honey Man, he is in chat, and good evening, Carl. I wasn't looking forward to this one because I knew what star player he was going to take after Nobler had absolutely decimated the elves in his first match. Of course, who does he take? He took Nobler. Didn't quite get the armor brace and the armor roll, and actually got knocked out during the course of the match. It was an incredibly close match. Yes, it was 1-1. Yes, it just has injuries against, but there were lots of knockouts as well, which meant it was like 7-8 aside at times, which when you've got 2 edge teams and the Underworld Denizens quite clued up and skilled up, as we'll look at, very, very close, and it could have gone either way. It really was, as you can see, lots of fouls. The Journeyman, actually, we didn't record it, but the Journeyman was actually impacted by good old Nobler, who badly hurted him to start with as well. Then he got his completion. Lots of fouls coming in. Nobler did get sent off. The casualty, Tom Feeks again, giving it to Rats, as we know he likes to do. And you can see on the stream as well, I had the chance to go 1-0 up. I just had to do a dodge out with the War Dancer, 2 dice, the Gutter Runner, move the Gutter Runner as way, and no rerolls. I rolled a Tom Hovel or the Double Skull. So the War Dancer went down, the ball fell, the Rats picked it up, and I know he was a bit undecided. Yeah, I did screen all the War Dancers behind the Journeyman. Absolutely, Carl. That's what else am I going to do? So Carl scored. He was going to pause, but he thought he'd get the touchdown in, and had 2 turns to equalise with Mr. Chris Coe. Congratulations, Chris. Well done once again. And yeah, gradually building up on that. And you mentioned the SP, second match in a row, Tom Hovell, you get player of the match. And to be honest, I was a bit disappointed about that. I would like some more skills on the wall dancers, but we'll come on to talk about that.
Well, that's because you set me up as a lineman rather than any other positional.
You've got to earn your place in this team, Tom. Let's just look at the Warpstone Crooks. A few skills rolled there as well. Nancy, the blodging Skaven Blitzer with strip ball is phenomenal, really was. And Carl was not holding back in terms of dodging left, right, and centre. Just call out to Bill Sykes, the Troll. He had a fantastic game. He only failed one throw, which is right at the end when he could have won it with a one-turn touchdown, but he did fumble. Apart from that, he threw 3 times and got 2 hits on the ball carrier as well. So it really gives an extra dimension to this team, especially with the blodge sidestep gutter runner now, which is filthy. I love that. And the strip ball blodger Skaven Blitzer as well. So yeah, looking very good for the Warpstone Crooks. And just to give people a quick update where we are on team development for the Wood Elves. The Hatred Skaven and Hatred Snotlin didn't really make the most of during that match. Everybody's back. Congratulations, Tom. You now have block. Mighty Tom Hovell there, all with block, and veneered Luke Baggett now has dodge as well. So congratulations, gent. Chris Cole looking good, got block and 6 SP, getting ready for the next skill up as well.
How important do you think some of these? I'm looking at the results that Carl has now had. He's got 3 draws, 3 draws in a row. One of which against Tom Huns, which is a very good result. Do you think, looking at the start you've had and the starts Carl has had, are you worried that kind of the amount of draws are gonna mean one of you may miss out on a wild card space? Like, how are you currently feeling?
I think draws are going to have a bigger impact this season than we've seen last season, Chris. Yeah. I think a couple of draws, okay, but when you start having 3 or 4 draws, it'll be very interesting. But I have no doubt that if there is a coach who's going to go YOLO, and if he needs to get a win, he will chase that win with the players to do that. I think the Honey Man is the man himself. Okay. Conscious of time, let's whip through the next several games that we've got for your delectations tonight. So moving away from Assassins into the Destroyers team. This is the new Prince of Pestilence, Mark Humphrey, against Dubes, and again, the beautifully painted Flamingo Pharaohs, Tomb Kings as well. 2-0 win for the Slurry squad. Mark scored relatively early, if we look down the list as well. Just the 1 team mascot, but 3 agency cheerleaders for the Pharaohs. An early touchdown, maybe a slight hangover from playing Wood Elves in the last season as well. But an early score for 7, the Pestigor, getting upskilled there. And then really it was about ball control, and then Dubes couldn't really get that breakthrough. When you look at this match, Luke obviously playing Nurgle several times before. A good win for Nurgle there against a very potentially dangerous team.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder how close it was, or how much of a difference having those. Well, obviously the lack of pestigors didn't hold Mark back too much, but they're both very slow, grindy teams. So I wonder what Mark did to kind of get that edge, and I wonder how much the stand firm came into helping that out. Because with the bloaters having stand firm, it can really tie up lines and keep things where you want them to. With because even if you push a Tomb Guardian, it's going to move. And I think he didn't also have the rot spawn, or it didn't impact it. I know his starting roster didn't start with one, but it looks like he's got it now. And actually that team is skilling up pretty well with randoms, and looking pretty scary too.
Mark has just put in chat. You're absolutely right, Luke. The Roxborn was just purchased, and he scored the first touchdown on his drive, as in Doobs' drive. He had to score, or I was stalling. Let's very quickly look at the Slurry squad as well. There, again, well, I say random skills. Brawler was the first one. Couple of lovely block pieces there on the very aptly named bloaters, and as they're aptly named, I'm just going to go to Tom Hobble. Tom, Mark's obviously put in the key skills on the key players, and they're not bad in terms of the randoms that he's rolled as well. If you look at sure hands on that Pesticle.
Yeah, absolutely, and also that prehensile tail on a rotter lineman just causes annoyance, really, doesn't it? Because then you gotta either punch them or try and dodge away. So you just stick them next to a whole load of people and just cause annoyance on that side of things. Plus that short hands on that Pesticore is going to make it a really interesting character. I noticed that he's got 6 SPP on that Pesticore as well, so he's not randomizing a second reroll, but by the looks of things, potentially going to get a chosen skill, possibly block, shall we say, or maybe even dodge.
I think if this is going to be his ball carrier, sure hands is very, very good indeed. It rerolls, and obviously any strip ballers floating around, whether they be a Skaven Blitzer or whether they be a War Dancer, that's not an easy thing. So, lots of ways to go there as well. Very quickly, we started to mention this now over the last few weeks in terms of the Tomb Kings. Just the one guard skill, but a lot of players, they're just on the edge, as you mentioned, Luke, 1 casualty away from that next skill up, but 8 points on that Tomb King as well. Any thoughts? What would your direction of travel be here?
I don't know. It's tough. I think I'd probably be aiming for Mighty Blow across them to start with, because I feel Mighty Blow is particularly strong in this edition, and kind of lends itself to getting more casualties, which is kind of what you want to be doing. But also them not having block or any of the other kind of big strength skills. I think break tackle is quite a fun one, but probably not the most optimum, but I do quite like the idea of a Tomb Guardian diving into a cage on a 2.
That would be beautiful. That would be absolutely beautiful.
Oh no, it's not, because it's Edge 5, so it'd be so it's maybe not as good as I just thought.
Yeah,
3.
Edge 5. That's a 1 in 3 chance. That what's the worry?
Would still be a 2, wouldn't it? If you're strength 5.
Yeah.
Under new break.
Oh no, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Do you mean into a cage or normally?
Into a cage, is what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
Into a cage, yeah, it'd be a 5 up. But you got a reroll.
Yeah.
Live the dream. Good luck, Doobs, for your next win. Look forward to seeing how you spend those SPP. And congratulations, Mark. Great win. And just want to check, I believe that's the 3rd on the trot. There you go. Look at that. 3 green W's. Very, very well played, sir, as well. Honeyman suggesting that is his game of the week. Going on next then to the Blades group. This is 2 coaches in the same group as Chris and Tom here with us tonight. Justin and his Imperial Nobility is Smile and a Feather. Love it. Versus another Nurgle team. So this is Rags, Josh playing Romero's Chosen. Equal on star player points. There were lots of injuries, lots of turnovers. Lots of turnovers and lots happening during this game that I don't think tour play does it justice. A 2-1 win on the Imperial Nobilities, coming back after they defeat. I don't so I'd say trouncing, but defeat from Tom and his Necro last week. Chris, in your group, a really good return to form for Justin. Had the team mascot and a temp cheerleader to help him get that result and get back on track with a win.
Yeah, and I think Josh is a really good coach who is getting better with each game. I sort of thought, looking at this one, that Justin probably would have the edge with some of the kind of skills he started to build up on that team. But it's kind of good to see that the Nurgle side have kind of put up a good fight. They've got a couple of casualties in there. You can see Brawling Brutes in action with the kind of the way that the SPP is pretty even here, and that kind of following the Nurgle having more casualties, but the nobility side having more touchdowns. Yeah, I think that Josh probably would have given Justin a bit of a scare at points in this game. But Justin's very good. He knows what he's doing with this team. He needed to bounce back after his game against Tom, and he's done it.
Although he didn't bounce back without any injuries as well, particularly with -1 on a movement on a bodyguard. If we just have a quick look there at the team. 2 dodge and a guard piece there, plus another dodge piece on his Imperial thrower, although he has an armor 8. But yeah, armor 8, best armor in the game. So Chris, yeah, as you said, Justin still looking good. Would you be tempted to spend these SP on the Blitzer, or save, like it looks like Justin is saving that maybe for that stat, or maybe he's just waiting to see his next opponent?
I think block, dodge, catch, pro. I don't know what your next obvious skill is on that Blitzer.
I would go for tackle myself.
I think the thing is they are, the Blitzers are called Blitzers, and I suppose they're your Blitzers, but actually they are probably your best ball carriers if you aren't going to just keep the ball with the thrower. So I think giving them some kind of stat increase, if that Blitzer was suddenly strength 4, I think that's massive. I don't think they necessarily need movement or passing. I don't think they even really need armor, but if they became strength 4 or edge 2, they're getting out of a lot of situations. They're doing everything you need them to. They almost make the throwers a bit insignificant. So yeah, I can understand why he's saving. And I think if he, at the end of the day, he saves, he randoms to see which he gets, and if passing is the option, then yeah, he could stick tackle on. He could stick, there's a few other options.
Yeah, I'd definitely say he's probably going to go with the strength, because he's obviously got the ogre, but just having an extra strength 4 player, especially in our group, that's quite useful to come in and quickly do a one-person blitz, rather than having to keep worrying about bringing in support. So they can keep. He's very much a positional kind of coach. He likes to have structure. So I think having a strength 4 blitzer with blodge would be a really nice little addition to this. Notice
Tom, would you go for the strength 4 blitzer, or would you go for, have you got the guard piece there to give you the assist, or what about mighty blow?
I'd go for the strength 4, just purely on the basis it just gives you more flexibility around doing blitzers, so you don't need to have an assist on that side of things. It's interesting also that he got rid of that minus movement bodyguard, so he's obviously got quickly rid of that person and bought a new bodyguard straight away.
Yep. 2 rerolls, and there we can see the bounce back. So again, a very good start to the season. 3 out of 4 for Justin. Well played to Justin. And yeah, big thank you from myself and League for clarifying some rules and pieces for us on our match as well. Very quick one to Josh. I do love the skills he's got for these players as well. Okay, he does have the extra armbar, but you never know, against, armbar, that's not too bad, is it, on a Rots ball?
Do we know what the other option was?
I don't. Is there any way we can see, or is that?
I don't think so. I mean, because I guess armbar on the rot spawn with the tentacles is probably pretty filthy, because if they do dodge away, like they might not dodge away, and then if they do, you might get SPP for it. It's like, isn't it? I'm wondering what he chose that over, but it maybe because you've got tentacles, maybe it's not actually the worst choice.
I think
if he gets tail as well.
If he gets a tail now, that's a horrible piece.
You're not going anywhere.
No.
I think that's a very good choice. Very good choice from Josh as well. Claws and extra arms as well from the bloater. That's quite nice, isn't it? If you want to punch something big on the line, that's always well. And yeah, 3 claws.
That's horrible. That's absolutely.
What is armor 9, 10, or 11?
And Monstrous Mouth. So we might actually see Chomp.
See some chomping.
Yeah, Chomp for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think that's the only monstrous mouth we've got so far, isn't it?
So
Look forward to seeing that. Well, it's basically going to be any team that plays him. If you don't stay away, you never will get away. So looking good for the team development there, and I'm sure that Josh will have a big impact to say. And just because you're in the same group, Chris, Tom, how much are you not looking forward to playing that Nurgle side? Chris, if he gets hold of your skinks.
Yeah, I'll just have to stop him getting close. That's all I can do. Just need to keep him away from him.
Yeah, I think for me, I've got 9. If it's as is at the moment, I've got 90k. So I've got in petty cash. So we'll see what I can hopefully do with that.
Hey, cool. And that's said, move on. That's all you need. Take the squirrel. Okay, moving on then from Feathers and Plague on to our next match, and I've saved this for him. What sounded like an incredible match, 40 SP shared between both coaches. It had everything. It's got one-turners, it's got casualties, injuries. It's got what really can be considered a crime against humanity. You tell us all about this and what happened to Maeve in particular, Chris.
Yeah, it was. I mean, straight off the bat, the tree blitzed. Possibly, actually, I think a rush blitz to get the punch on Maeve and immediately take her out. Just straight away. It was a really fun game. It was absolutely mad. Like, every time I scored, I knew he could score quickly in response, and he did, which I didn't mind in the first half because he scored quickly in response with enough time for me to score quickly in response. So that's how it became 2-1. And then in the second half, after he got his one turner, I sort of at 2-2, I knew I could kind of take my time a little bit. And then we both just started failing. I think we must have had 3 or 4 turns in a row where neither of us could pick up a ball or hold on to a ball or succeed on a dodge. It just kind of was absolutely mad. And in the last few turns, either of us could have gone away and won it. And I was one 3-up handoff away from getting the win and getting out and giving it to the skink to go and win it on turn 16. But it wouldn't have felt like a fair result. Like, Ben played it so well with these gnomes, absolutely went for it, knew the ones to sacrifice. I just wanted to kill the foxes and I wanted to kill as many linemen as possible because then I know he's got very few scoring threats. And I think there were maybe 2 linemen left on the pitch and no foxes by the end. So I got close, but not close enough. So yeah, it was a fun game. Very fun.
And, how did the gnome illusionists injure Dean? Was that 2 dice uphill?
I think there were some 2 dice uphills that did get thrown. It was in the second half. Yeah, I think so. I can't immediately remember. The second half was a mess of tried and failed plays, but it was just great fun.
Cool. Let's have a quick look. We will come back to look at the No More Mr. Nice Guy team. Lizard Men just under the 1.3 million in terms of team value. Dean is down 1 on armor in terms of that. However, you've still got now the 3 block. Couple of things to ask you, Chris. Maeve, she's just lost the 1 movement. Surely you're not going to get rid of her, are you? Or can you not afford to?
I can't afford to replace her immediately. Reroll instead. I don't think I will replace her because Ben made a point when I was thinking about it, that a movement 5 Croxagore is in a team where you don't have a player to throw is as good as an ogre. Like if you look at the ogre in the Imperial Nobility side that can't throw a player, what has that ogre got that the Croxagore doesn't really? The Croxagore's got prehensile tail, and I predominantly use it just to I stand it next to players who I don't really want to move, so that's not going to change. So I don't think there's any point in replacing. I think it's see what happens in the next game. I think she's probably fine, and by the end of the next game, I might have enough to replace that Saurus if I want to. I don't know if I necessarily want to replace that either. I don't think there's as much benefit replacing players and buying them again in this edition, in third edition. Like the speed at which you skill players up, the amount of SPP you can get for certain things. I don't know. I seem to be getting a lot of money in games, even though I haven't got buckets of fans like I have in previous editions. So I'm not worried.
Okay. Yeah, before I ask my next question, just a good evening to Justin in chat and good evening to Andy in chat as well. My next question then, Chris. Ken Wu, the legendary chameleon skink, is now Edge 2. See the cheeky smile there, just skittering across his lips. Look at that. So you've saved that, but you've got that edge increase that you've always been looking forward to have as well. If I look, however, you've got some very interesting randoms. Did you just give in to, or did you just get addicted to pressing that button on tour play to randomize skills?
I looked at the edge skills and I thought the likelihood of getting 2 that I'm not going to like are low. Edge 2, like pass, I could have selected passing 2. But Edge 2 means that chameleon is getting out of any trouble as my ball carrier if I want them to hold the ball. Now they've got Cannoneer, and now I've got the skink with diving catch. I'm also like, well, okay, if I can't find the gap to 2-up dodge my way out of here, I'll do a pass, and I don't care if it's inaccurate to completely. I'm in a bad place with either of those, but I thought sprint is maybe better if I'm looking to one turn. Just none of them seemed like bad options. I didn't look at any of the 2 that I could have to pick from and think I would be in trouble. So I just went, screw it. Let's get some skills on. We've waited long enough.
So I'm surprised you didn't take the passing.
Yeah,
I was really tempted, but I think that was my 5th game, and I think I've maybe done 1 pass. And that was maybe a vanity pass. So I think if this had been a few seasons ago and I'd been doing lots of passes with the chameleon, it would have been passing 2 without a thought. But that chameleon's got 5 SPP from 5 touchdowns from just being given the ball and going down the field. So strength or agility felt like the better play. And agility will just get 2-up through any field is going to be absolutely disgusting.
It is indeed. Kick on Russ, the block, obviously, as long as he's not on the line of scrummage, that'll be a useful one, especially with now that increased edge.
Yeah, he
up everywhere. That'll be fine. Strip baller is not a bad option to have if you can chain push and do a few blocks that way.
Strip ball juggernaut feels strong and block. Just like all of the options at my fingertips.
Very good. So you're pleased where your team is currently at this moment in time?
Yeah. I'm only going to win 2 more games this season, and then I'll crash out because I don't win more than 5 games. Right? So 5 is my limit. So I may as well enjoy those next 2 wins, and then I'll start planning an ogre season for season 11.
we need to have our matchup because looking at that, I've got 220k petty cash.
Yes, we'll play again. When do you want to play, Tom? Book it in. Let's play again.
Lovely. And then Luke, looking at Ben and the gnomes, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Multiple block is always quite tasty to have on the tree as well. He's got 1 dodge on the Beastmaster, now adding to the other 2 dodges as well. Yeah, movement 4 on a gnome lineman. No one's really worried about that, is it? And 4 re-rolls. So it feels that Ben, he obviously started well against Rags. Couple of hiccups there, but a really good comeback, and he's put these gnomes in quite a nice place in terms of team development.
Yeah, and after that game, I was kind of expecting a few more skills on this, but I don't know if he's kind of random some and then fired them, or if it was just so distributed amongst them. I mean, he's got the multiple block now, so he's going to be squishing 2 skinks instead of 1. Oh no! Oh, you've done both your games, hasn't he?
He's squishing 2 strength. He's squishing 2 Saurus instead of 1 because he's got the 2 guard. We were talking about this at the end because you've got those 2 guard beast men.
Of course,
So you're squishing 2 strength 4s on the line for 2 dice. It's absolutely disgusting.
So hide your flesh golems, Tom.
Yeah. Just zombies along the front row. Yeah.
Just pray he rolls lots of double skulls, Tom. That's all you can do. But to your point, Luke, there's enough. If you look on the Fox, if you look on a couple of the linemen as well, he could still roll some randoms, see what he gets, and then get rid if he needs to as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I would like to shout out Nomeo, who had an incredible series of turns where he was thrown, successfully landed, got a touchdown, and immediately badly hurt from a punch from a Saurus. It was poetry.
Beautiful. That's all we like to see. Okay, let's go away then from lots of stunty shenanigans. Let's go to the penultimate match of the night. We're going on to an absolute hit fest as well, and we've got Andy in chat as well. So this is Andy and the new Kesgrave Cutters of Goblins up against Nick and Nurgle and his Inglorious Pustards. 2 bribes and the team mascot. Everything looked very, very close, and despite this seemed to be a bit of a game of 2 halves, actually, when I was looking at this on tour play. If we actually look at the tour play, we can see Andy started significantly heavy with a lot of fouls before his pogo got that turn 6 touchdown. He got a successful landing. Then he did get the turn 8 touchdown with the Doom Diver to go 2-0 up as well. However, as soon as it appears that we have the bomber got badly hurt, there was a dead hooligan, which is always a tasty one as well. And then it seems like Nick just decided that he'd had enough and he was going to really impart his vengeance and fury on these goblins, Tom.
Yeah, definitely. And also injuring the troll as well. So there, it became quite a brutal game in the second half by the looks of things. But well done to the Goblins to keep it at 2-0 actually, and not allow them to score any points, because even though these the Nurgle are quite slow, we've seen with other teams those Pestigors, once they can really just move it very quickly down the field, and the bloaters as well can be a real menace in this kind of game. When you've got like the likes of throw teammate, does the disturbing presence have an impact when you do throw teammate, like you do with throwing and passing? No?
I want to say, it's not a passing. It depends whether the rulebook specifies like your how it defines whether you're doing a pass action or like because it's not a pass action. I don't think. You guys chat. I'll grab a book.
So what was the exact phrasing again?
So would disturbing presence have the same effect with throw teammate as?
Oh, it does. Yeah, sorry.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
So the second touchdown was by the Doom Diver. So
the book specifies pass action, throw teammate action, or throw bomb action.
Wow.
Yeah, any movement of the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So despite all that disturbing presence then, and Andy got his win, coming back after the opening loss to Will. Just the 2 re-rolls, but he's looking a bit beaten. Sorry, Andy's team is looking a bit beaten up. Not saying Andy looks beaten up, but his team looking a bit worse for wears after that second quite heavy match and very solid match against a very tough Bash coach there, Luke.
Yeah, and I mean, being down at one of his roles in his next game is going to be tough, but having 115 extra petty cash essentially might mean he gets some fun star players in his next game. And he's saying in chat how the Doom Diver is so strong now, which I can definitely see happening. And it's it almost feels like it doesn't need skills So it's kind of like a risk. It gains a lot of SPP from these one-turn touchdowns, but doesn't really have much to spend it on. So I'll be interested to see how he kind of builds it if he does choose to put anything on it.
Indeed, and I suspect, will we be seeing Ripper, do we think, make a comeback on that? So Andy has got lots of flexibility now in terms of where he goes next for his star players to bulk out that team. And looking at the bulk as well, Nick's coming on quite nicely. 2 heads on a rotter lineman to be having suddenly. You've got a 3-up edge lineman. Best lineman in the game, as we all know, as we've discussed before. So 2 heads to give him a little bit more flexibility as well, which would be interesting. And then, of course, 2 block pieces as well. And again, he's one of these coaches who's just in that place where it just takes one more casualty, one more touchdown to give him an extra skill as well. So yeah, I don't think Nick's going to be out of this for a while. I think he's going to have a big impact in terms of where the Avengers
assemble.
Beautiful. Where this group goes as well. So commiserations, Nick. Look forward to his next match and this rematch against the Goblins. Did you like that, Chris? That was professionalism at its, in its purest form.
It was beautiful.
Thanks.
Can we also call out Carl's absolute outrageous take that Morg is now only good because he's got bullseye?
Yeah, I saw that in the chat. I don't know whether Carl's, I think he's had too much honey today and he's feeling a bit buzzed.
Yeah, he's trying hot honey, extra spicy.
Okay, last game of this week's roundup then, everybody. This was a real bruiser contest. This was a big slugfest in the Destroyers group. Sam and his Black Orcs, the Bruiseberries, coming up against Jamie and the Old World Alliance. Jamie's first game of the season, but what a game it was. The OWA showing why they're such strong in this edition as well. 2-0 to the OWA, 6 casualties against the Orcs as well. And those Orcs, Chris, took a bit of a beating.
Yeah, I'm a bit torn with this one because the assumption is that OWA are incredibly powerful in this new edition. I think for Jamie to have done the levels of brutality that he has done in this game, I'm kind of like, how much of that is because of the changes to OWA and how much of that is he's clearly rolled very, very hot. So I don't want to immediately dive in and be like, well, OWA are insane and that's why this has happened. I think he's still needed some really consistently strong dice rolls to make it happen. A human lineman casualing a Black Orc still needs high dice rolls. Like injuries, so yeah, OWA is strong, we know it, but I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Jamie has clearly rolled hot. Yeah, several times, because you still need that even if your team has everything behind it. So I think it looks like Sam's just had a very, very rough day at the office here.
He has indeed. And 20 SP, Luke, in your first game, that's always a great start to the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely great start, especially against something like Black Orcs, where you would normally expect to maybe get a few cash on the Goblins, but to get, I think I counted 4 Black Orcs injured in that game, which is kind of wild. But I mean, he'll be very happy. All of his dwarves have got some SPP, or nearly all of his dwarves, after his multiple dwarf seasons. But yeah, it's gonna be I kind of got no idea how you build OWA, because they're quite strong to start with, and so I think just the more skills you add, the stronger they get.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how Jamie goes, if his dice will remain as hot as they did against these Orc. And the Orcs, just to not to spend too much time in terms of twisting any knives, Sam, but That was a painful day at the office again, although you still got 11 players and it's just the one Black Hawk and the one Bruiser who will miss the next match as well. Sam still got a lot of SP there as well, so he could go down that random skill route on at least 3 of his players as well, and who knows where that will go. So that's all of our games tonight. Let's have a quick look at the standings then. Looking at the Hordes group, Andy, no change on this game, I believe, because no games happened last week. The Ducks flying back to the top for this moment in time, at least, Chris. 2 more wins to go.
We'll keep warm until his next game.
Are you charging Justin a suitable fee for your generous spirit?
No, I just won't fart in the chair.
Very good indeed. And Tom, just ahead of Ben, although obviously got the one more game in hand against the Gnomes as well. So that Gnome match, that's going to be a real big one for you for that potential wild card.
Yeah, and also now all of the teams in our group are starting to get nicely skilled up as well. So it's all getting a bit frightening in our group.
It is a lot of teams halfway through that, so good luck to some of the matches we have coming up. Moving on then to Avengers. You can't just leap in, Chris. Not anyone can just turn up and shout "assemble" when they want to. This is called professional broadcasting. No games this week apart from Andy and Nick at the bottom there as well. Andy getting that first win of the season, moving up on same points as the Cradies into start to challenge for that place as well. And again, if he wins that match in hand, could easily move into second place. So look forward to seeing Andy how he recovers. And as we now know, as Carl says in chat, it will be Morg and in Bullseye. What more do you want in your team? Because that's all he's good for. No games in the Stars division. John Reeder and Simon sitting there top on 9 points each, although John with that 1 game less in terms of playing as well. And then let's look at the Destroyers after the match that we've just seen. As a result of his brutality against those poor little Black Hawks, Jamie moved up there into second place. Doobs still holding on there. In terms of that wild card place in third place. It's going to see interesting to see how Jamie goes in his next several rounds of games as well. Mark, well played, sir. 3 wins, 9 points, top of the league as well. Moving on to the counts. Luke, when's your next match? Because you haven't played in half a day.
No, I'm waiting for everyone to contact me. Everyone's too scared, I think.
The gauntlet has been thrown down. That's all I will say. The gauntlet has been thrown down to everybody else in the counts group. Look forward to seeing how everybody comes along, and do they pick up that gauntlet? Do they rise to the challenge? I hope they do indeed. And the last group that we're going to come on to then is the Assassins group. Woody Elves moving up to third place, 1 game in hand over the Honeyman. And I think, Chris, you made the point earlier in terms of the number of draws. I think that is going to start to have a significance as we go into, or as well, Carl goes into the second half. But if there is a coach who I think will go for it with those denizens, especially with the Rats, I think Carl is the man indeed. Okay, games that we've got coming in this week. If I click on the right tab, that'll make things even. So we have Ben and Justin. So hopefully Justin will be looking to regain that top, now maybe slightly pungent seat from Chris as top of there as well. Woody's against the Vampires on Friday. Mr. Handley and Leanne make a return in terms of Tomb King on Saturday. We've also got Sunday, Will and Nick Orcs against Nurgle. Looks like James got a double header in this week. He must be on for good behaviour, and well done, James. Tomb Kings against Tomb Kings. Graham and his elves make a return against Dwarves and Andy. I believe this the repeat, gents, or is this? And we seem to have gone in terms of the transmission. Don't know why, but we will keep going. So just to finish off then, as we look at the rest of the numbers and the rest of the match, this is where we got everybody seems to jump back.
He's back.
Did you jump off there, gents?
We did.
Hey.
Don't know what happened there with OBS. We actually have to look at the settings on that one as well. So lots of games to come, and obviously we can see the return on Saturday of the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. John Reeder.
Oh, I can't see or hear him.
You can't see or hear me.
I can hear him. I can see him.
Yeah, it's
That's fine.
And he's on the stream.
Okay, that's very good indeed. Before we go then, gentlemen, thank you for your time tonight. Very quick one, Tom. Who is your game of the week, coach of the week, and who deserves the bounty?
I think my game of the week would be Chris and Ben for very kindly standing in at the last minute, and it also sounds like a very fun game. So well done on those kind of things. My coach of the week, I think, will have to be Jamie with his OWA.
Luke, who's your game of the week and your coach of the week and the player who deserves a bounty?
Hate to say it, but mine was also Chris and Ben's. That was the one I was most paying attention to as the tour play updates were coming through. Coach of the week, I think Mark going free for free with his games. I think that's one definitely to watch within that division. And then player, I think Justin's number 3, Genevo Juvenel, the block catch pro dodge with 11 SPP blitzer.
So don't forget to get your bounties on. Chris, can you see and hear?
I still can't hear Scott if I'm being asked. Am I being asked?
It's your turn
question?
now, Chris.
Cool, right,
You said
great.
that perfectly.
I will. I'm going to go for coach of the week. I'm going to give to Mr. Scott Bryant. A very impressive Bretonian win. Standing his own in the rematch against Carl. I think it's a good bounce back and a good recovery from being absolutely demolished. Game of the week, I'm going to go for Sam and Jamie, the OWA versus Blackhawks. It felt a little bit like the Simpsons stop, he's already dead meme, but I think it was a very impressive entry to the league for OWA. And player of the week, I am going to give it to my own chameleon, who is also if you want to put a bounty on, stick it on them. He's edged 2, he got 2 touchdowns, he's getting all of my touchdowns. Somebody kill him so I don't get too attached.
Thank you, Chris. Somebody can say thank you, Chris. My player of the week is also going to be Ken Wu, the chameleon for the Bitey Ducks, purely for the reasons that Chris has beautifully enunciated there. In terms of the game of the week, I am going to give it to Ben and Chris for the Ducks versus the Gnomes. And for my coach of the week, just a quick shout out and a big thank you for Justin for his knowledge, smiley face, and help and enthusiasm as always as well. My name's Scott. This has been A&DBBL Monday Night Roundup. Thank you very much, Luke. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much, Christopher. See you next week. Happy blood bowling.